Good morning. Dina Churchill, innovator in health and wellness, and on my way to my morning meditation here at Point Pleasant Park, I had a lighter than life moment that I thought I would share with you. So I was at the gas station and my receipt didn't print for my gas. So I went into the gas station and I had to, of course, wait in a lineup with another gentleman behind me because we need the 6 feet distancing. So as I was waiting, the guy behind me says, they still have the measures in place for the, lockdown. And I said, it's so crazy, isn't it? This whole thing is a scam. And he kind of raised his eyebrows and I said, this cold virus, I can't believe that there hasn't even been as many deaths from corona as they have from the flu every year. And he just sort of laughed, and so we waited. I go in, and a few minutes later, he's allowed in because there's only 3 people allowed in at a time. So again, I'm standing in the lineup waiting for my receipt, thinking this is so funny. I had to follow like all the signs, the things that they have, the arrows that they have allotted on the floor just for receipt, and I'm waiting. So then I notice over to my right there's this handsome hunk of a guy waiting to get his Tim Hortons coffee. So he has coffee and something in his hand, and as he's coming past me, because I'm waiting in the lineup, he moves away from me like the 6 feet. So I go boo. He starts to laugh. The guy beside me starts to laugh, and the guy that I scared, he said, it's such a pleasure, to see someone pleasant. And he thanked me for it. I figured he had his hands full, so if he was angry at my scare, he couldn't hurt me. Anyway, he got out and got in his truck. So when I came out of the place, he was waiting there in his truck, and he said, if you're always this fun-loving and pleasant, he said, I want to marry you. And I thought, wow, that was easy. I just have to scare more men and they'll want to marry me. But, the fact is, I think, is that we have to be light with life, right? We have to find the humor and joy in every moment. And right now, there's a lot happening, and if you're focused on that, it can really drag you down. So if we can understand that we're souls, spirit of unconditional love, born into these bodies that are like carcasses or costumes and masks that we're slowly unpeeling, it helps us be light and find love in that moment. So anyway, I thought I would share that with you, that, next time you're in a lineup, don't be afraid to move. I've been wanting to do that since the whole thing started. I go into a store and everybody moves away from me and I think, oh my gosh, I just didn't want to do it to an older person who I might give a heart attack to, because that's not very nice. And in Costco parking lot, I thought about coughing my way through the front of the lineup. But again, I would probably give some people a lot of anxiety and fear with that. But just going boo. I mean, if they're already scared, what's a little boo, right? Anyway, I wish you a good day. I see Tara Lynn dropped in. So the New Brunswick legislature today, correct me if I'm wrong, Tara Lynn, because I can't see all of your information here. But today, I think the New Brunswick legislature, they're having kind of a meeting, a picnic, where they're having bagpipes and families and just a get-together to celebrate rights and freedoms and make sure that that is maintained. So, Tara Lynn, if you have anything to add to that, or a location, a time, I think it's 12:30 at the New Brunswick legislature, but you can pop that in. And I see Robert here. So Robert, instead of going to seminars wearing a wedding dress, I'm just gonna wear my meditation clothes, my dog clothes, and boo, scare men, and boo, I'll have a marriage proposal right away. So yeah, Tara Lynn, if you have any other information to pass along, but I just want to send my regards to you for all your advocacy work. Tara Lynn's an international advocate for non-mandatory vaccines and has done a lot of work not only in New Brunswick and spearheading the legislature to standing committee to review it. This bill would have passed had not somebody stepped in like Tara Lynn and organized a review committee where she coordinated a lot of different health professionals and just educated the public to what's happening. So education is important. So again, I think music, family, freedom, fun. I love that. Love that. That's just what we're supposed to be focused on, right? Music, family, freedom, fun. So it's today at the New Brunswick Legislature at 12 o'clock. So again, just reminding you to kind of be light with life. And the way we change things is not through imposing our judgments and our opinions, right? It's not saying you should do this, you should do that, don't talk like this, don't apologize. That one was for you, John Spirit. Don't do this, don't do that, don't talk about blacks, don't talk about race, we shouldn't, the more we do that, the more we're drawing attention to these issues. If we can be light with life and focus upon what we want to see manifest, which is, spirits of unconditional love, moving around in these carcasses or bodies. I just read a book recently, Swedenborg, and it was called Heaven and Hell, and he talked about original sin. And a lot of the religions talk about original sin, being born into sin. And I really couldn't get my head around that, because I think we're all divine sparks and we're born to kind of bring that through. But I think our challenge is being born into this body that has judgments and filters and it's a thickness, it's a covering, it's a veil over our true spirit. So our journey maybe this lifetime is to move through the filters and the heaviness of this human carcass to find the spirit of unconditional love that really joins and unites all of us. So I wish you a good day. If there's, Terlyn has put in the Facebook events. I think if you're in Fredericton, New Brunswick, go out today and celebrate, right? Celebrate our rights and freedoms and our families and fun and the sun. I don't know if it's sunny there, but it's sunny here. It's supposed to go up to 25 degrees Celsius. And we're having a good time here. So Nate is watching. Hi, Nate. And the 7 deadly sins. Yeah, I think sins are really just not paying attention. The word sin is, not paying attention to your own soul. And so you're, using your emotions, like your guilt, your anger, using your emotions, instead of dissolving them, using your emotions to really understand what this human carcass is all about. It's like a method of self-study, is looking at what aggravates you and trying to figure out how that has meaning for you and how it has growth. So we're only all responsible for our own personal growth. And so I think that's what I think about the word sin. But I love you too, Terlyn. So asking you to, inviting you maybe to reach for the stars, envision and achieve your personal best. Be light on life and enjoy the journey. This is Dr. Dina Churchill signing out.